Welcome to Flourishinmath class. Today I will teach you how to add and subtract fractions with like denominators. There are basically two steps to follow to achieve this. And the first one we want to treat is addition. To add fractions, they must have the same denominator. An example is 2/5 plus 1/5. So we have this to be 2 plus 1, you had the numerators, and that is 3/5. We keep the denominator the same. So these two steps are add the numerator, and step 2, the denominator stays the same. And that's why 2/5 plus 1/5 is 3/5. Here is another example, 1/3 plus 1/3. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you had the numerator, then over 3. So we have 2/3. Here is another example, 2/8 plus 5/8. 2 plus 5 is 7. Then we have 7/8. 6/20 plus 11/20. This is 6 plus 11, that is 17/20 because they have the same denominator. Then we have 3/8 plus 1/8. That's 3 plus 1, that is 4/8. And 4/8 can be reduced to the lowest term. So how do we reduce 4/8 to the lowest term? We find the greatest common factor between 4 and 8, and that is 4. So divide both the numerator and the denominator by 4, and that is 1/2. Here we have 2 whole number 1/3 plus 5 whole number 1/3. Here you have the whole numbers first. 2 plus 5, that is 7. Then the numerator 1 plus 1 is 2, then over 3. Sometimes this can be written as 2 whole number 1/3 plus 5 whole number 1/3 on the same straight line. It's the same thing. Add the whole numbers. That is 2 plus 5, 7. 1 plus 1, 2. Then over 3. Here we have 3 whole number 1/16 plus 4 whole number 6/16. 3 plus 4 is 7. 1 plus 6, that is 7. Then over the common denominator 16. So the same thing here, 3 whole number 1/16 plus 4 whole number 6/16. 3 plus 4 is 7. You had the whole numbers. Then 1 plus 6 is 7/16. And 7/16 is in the lowest term. Here we have 2/9 plus 6 whole number 1/9. Here is 6 plus 0. The whole number in the first one is 0. So we have 6. Then 2 plus 1 is 3, 3/9. Three over 9 can be reduced to a fraction in the lowest terms. So what's the greatest common factor of 3 and 9? So the greatest common factor here is 3. So we have 6 whole number 1/3. So you divide 3 by 3, you have 1. 9 by 3, you have 3. And this is explained here. Divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3. And so we have 1/3. Now we move to subtraction of fractions with like denominators. An example is 3 over 8 minus 2 over 8. What you do here is to subtract the numerators, or you leave the denominator at the same. So 3 minus 2 is 1 over 8. So there are two basic steps to follow here. The first step is to subtract the numerators. And the second step is to leave the denominator as the same. And here, to subtract fractions, they must have the same denominators. An example again is 15 over 20 minus 10 over 20. So subtract the numerator, 15 minus 10 over 20. 15 minus 10 is 5 over 20. Now we can reduce this to a fraction in the lowest term. The greatest common factor of 5 and 20 is 5. So we divide both the numerator and the denominator by 5. So we have 5 over 20. That will divide both the numerator and denominator by 5. So 5 divided 5, we have 1. 20 divided 5, we have 4. So we have 1 over 4. We have two whole number, 4 over 6, minus one whole number, 1 over 6. So here you subtract the whole number, 2 minus 1, that is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3, then the denominator is 6. So we have 1 over 3 over 6. 3 over 6 can be reduced to the fraction in the lowest term by dividing by 3. So we have 1 whole number, 1 over 2. And I've explained this here, how we arrived at 1 over 2. 3 over 6, divide the number with the greatest common factor, which is 3. 3 divides 3 is 1. 6 divides 3 is 2. Here is another example, 3 whole number, 1 over 4 minus 1 over 4. Here our result will be 3, because 1 over 4 minus 1 over 4 is 0. And this is explained here. 1 over 4 minus 1 over 4. When we subtract the numerator, we have 0 over 4. 0 divides any number is 0. And so that's why we have 3. I have 6 assignments here for you. Please solve it in your notebook and please have someone supervise it for you. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. I hope to see you in my next class. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you and bye for now.